Well, good morning. I haven't given you an update for quite a while, so we're going to do a little quick shop update, show you the projects that are going on, and kind of where we're going with the channel and why I've been absent for the last few weeks. So when we left off, why we had a whole bunch of projects going on, we were doing shop remodels, or starting a shop remodel. We were working on our little grown-up corn tool and cutter grinder, and we were working on a panel router. And my intent was to keep powering right on through those projects and keep going, and all that's been put on the back burner. Life's kind of gotten in the way. Work-related stuff has come up, and we've been working on that. So I thought I'd just kind of show you where we're at and kind of give you an explanation of what's going on. So basically all my other projects have been put on hold for the last few weeks, and they're not going to see a whole lot of progress, or you're not going to see a whole lot of progress with it for the next few weeks anyway, until I finish up this project. As you that know me know, I'm a gun guy and have been for years and years, and I've been a trap shooter for a whole lot of years too. And I normally shoot a Browning BT-99 as my primary trap gun for 16 and handicap. And if you need an explanation of that, why, just ask and I can go into a little more depth. This is not really just about the guns. This is about the mechanics and the machining that go into a lot of the projects that I do. So it crosses over there. So even if you're not a gun person, why, it doesn't really matter. Hopefully you'll get some good takeaways from what I'm showing and what I'm sharing. So anyway, the first thing is, for years and years I've built and produced a recoil system for the shotguns. And this is a stock that was on my Browning BT-99. And the way this works, you've got to forgive, we've got mold rubber, we're pulling some patterns off of this stock. This is a gun that I've shot for several years, and the way these recoil stocks work is I've got a release trigger in this gun, so when you release the trigger is when it actually fires rather than pulling and having fire. But irrespective, when you fire the gun, why, it recoils just like that. The stock will collapse to that extent and absorb some of that felt recoil. So it makes it a whole lot nicer to shoot when you're shooting 400 or 500 rounds in a day at a tournament or something like that. So I built this system and installed them for probably the last 20 plus years. And it's a good system. It works well. I do, several every year for the trap shooters. And the opportunity has presented itself. It's been on my drawing boards for quite some time, but the opportunity has presented itself to produce a recoiling stock, which is a complete replacement stock. Now there's 3 or 4 manufacturers and there's different ideas on what works best. I've had my own ideas, and like I say, the opportunity both financially and timing wise presented itself to where we needed to be working on this stock. So what I'm showing today is the prototype, or the evolution of the prototype. I've been shooting this particular stock for the last 5 or 6 weeks now, I think. So we've got it to the point where I've got a prototype that I'm pretty happy with, and the only reason I'm showing the prototype at this time is this is probably the last time that anyone will see this prototype. It'll be pulled off the gun and parts probably robbed off of it for the next evolution of this system. And what we're doing is the one I'm shooting, or the one I'm showing today, is a prototype. The next 6 ones will be pre-production models, and they've already got homes. We're putting them on different guns for different shooters, and we're going to run those pre-production models for a while and get the feedback on. Then those systems will come back into me and probably be replaced on the guns with the final production model is probably what's going to happen. Anyway, this is the ugly prototype model. And this is on my BT-99. Forgive the black tape, forgive the duct tape. This was a stock that we were just setting up to so we could shoot the gun, and I've shot it, and several other people have shot it. And like I say, this was an old stock we had. I've whittled out the inside so it fits around my adapter plates and everything. And this was the original prototype design. Like I say, this is probably the last time you'll actually see this design. We've changed the piston system a little bit. I've changed the saddle system just a little bit to make them a little more eye-appealing and ergonomic to what I wanted to do. The only thing I've really been interested in doing was proofing the piston system, basically. And this is an adaptation of the piston that I've used in the other recoil system for years and years, so I know it works. And it operates the same way. Once it's mounted, the stock collapses just like that. But anyway, thought I'd show it off a little bit. Found several things. Right now I'm setting up parts to CNC. You know, most of the adapter plates and everything are being CNC'd out. And that's one of the things. This is one of the earlier adapter plates that goes on this BT. The back still has to be relieved, and I've manually machined away part of it so that I could verify the fit on this and the angles that we have, because the pitch angles on these make a huge difference when you go 1 or 2 degrees. Why it makes a huge difference in performance. And the thing that amazes me about this is now that these capabilities are available to the home shops. You know, you can CNC out a part like this, and this is a simple part. I mean, this is nothing really spectacular, but by the same token, to manually machine these on an ongoing basis and consistently build them with the same contours and everything, angles and everything, CNC makes it a whole lot easier. So that being said, I've found a few things that are actually still easier to either manually machine or machine on the turret lathe. One of those is the cheek piece studs. These are just a simple 3/8 stud that goes up. They're adjustable side to side, and you can adjust your comb up and down. Same way with adjustment on the back end. The pad's adjustable up and down, side to side for cant, and then twist a little bit. You know, you can either twist or just side to side and up and down. So you've got a lot of versatility and adjustment. The things that have made it difficult is finding the proper angle to mount the system, and it varies from gun to gun. So everything's got its own adapter and has to be built custom for that. Same way with the grip panels. I've got the grip panels already pulled. Like I say, the molds are virtually done for the BTs, and then for Ludix, I've got those. Well, that grip handle is being formed right now. I've got the patterns pulled off of stocks, and we're just waiting for gel coat to make the molds off of those. So anyway, fully adjustable. There'll be length to pull adjustment. All this is solid at this point in time on the prototype because it was set up for me to shoot. I was just running proof of concept at that point in time, so I haven't worried about any adjustments that will be on them for length to pull, up and down, pitch, cast, all of that stuff that will be on the final designs. It's already designed. It's already been programmed in, and it's all a done deal. I just haven't installed it on this particular stock just because I knew what I wanted to test, and this fits me. So anyway, that's all we were after. So anyway, some things like the cheek piece studs, I set up and programmed them on the CNC lathe. It works okay. The problem is, and they're made out of stainless steel, so the easiest way to do those is there's 2 holes. There's a hole drilled all the way through, and then they're counterbored. And what I found is my little lathe, the steppers are really not strong enough on the Z-axis to hold that positioning, so it will lose steps occasionally. So it's not a consistent process. Now, somebody that's more adept with CNC and running their small machines like this probably would have no problem, but it's one of the things that I'm kind of struggling with CNC. And when I look at the whole process, the reality is the little Atlas turret lathe is better equipped to handle it. I can produce the parts faster for the operations that need to be done. I can do it more consistently, and it's positive, so I don't have to worry about the machine losing position like I am on the little lathe. And there's a couple other processes that I found, especially on the CNC lathe, that are better adapted to either running on the little Atlas turret lathe, production lathe, or setting up my Sheldon and either running some of those operations manually or setting up the turret tail stock and production cross light on that and running short runs. This will be done in short production runs. I'm projecting a dozen at a time is probably what I will have machined or in the process of machining and keep in stock once I get these fully into production. So anyway, we'll update more on that as time goes on. But anyway, the other things that are going on in the shop, I have been working on the shop upgrades. The shop itself, I want to get back to work on the airplane some. I've got the back end all tore up where we're remodeling, and I started at the back of the shop. It'll progress all the way through the shop as time goes on, but I've got such a mess that now everything's just set aside. So I've got lots of airplane projects to be done. I'm ready to start laying some carbon fiber for some of those things. Landing gear's ready to be bent. It's all been radiused, polished, contoured, cut to length and everything. It just needs to, I need to finish building the tooling to bend those in the press. That's ready to be done, but that's all got to wait until I get the back reorganized enough to where I can operate out of it and get something done. Ultimately, this is still always going to be airplane building. That's one of the things I really enjoy doing, and I want to finish up the 701 relatively quickly, although I've said that for the last year or so, and this year I haven't gotten to work on it hardly at all. But nonetheless, that will be in progress. We'll start seeing some more videos coming out on that here real directly, I'm hoping, after I finish this stock project. The corn's still there. I've got the base patterns, or the patterns for the base castings are pretty much done. They need final finish on them, and then they're ready to be cast. And then we can move forward on that project. The panel router, it's kind of back there in the airplane factory. I just haven't had time to work on it. So anyway, that's a little bit of an update. I hope I haven't rambled too long. And we'll start getting some videos out here on a little more regular basis again, I hope. So anyway, hopefully I've caught you up a little bit. You found something a little bit interesting, and I've enticed you to stay around for a while. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it if you would. And any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comments section for me below. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.